What up, Suitcase? When I initially learned React, I hated it. It was confusing for me too. Now that I'm on the other side, I think it's super high value, totally worth that initial upfront headache. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 notes, ways to think about React that let the value of React shine through. Like, why are we using React? I'm going to address that. And I'm going to eliminate a lot of that confusion. So these are my 5 tips. Let me know if they help. 1, what do frameworks in general do? We're going to start by talking about Angular or Ember or another framework because React is not a framework. We're going to show what those do, why it's kind of problematic, and then why we would prefer React instead. Angular is extremely opinionated. You're going to be able to read the Angular style guide, follow it to the T, ship an application in a week. That's great because it's clear. It's problematic because if you want to customize anything, it's really, really hard. And it's also inefficient because often you're bringing in tools and you're bringing in logic that you really don't need. How do I build a web page? What do I do if someone is not authenticated and I want to redirect them? How do I make an HTTP request? How do I statically generate a site? How do I dynamically generate a site? Angular has very clear, very strong opinions on all of these. React doesn't. React does one thing. It just controls what shows up on the page. So we can think about a typical framework as following MVC, Model View Controller. Model is like the data objects that you have, like there can be a model for my shoe. It has things like size, weight, color. View is what is actually showing up on the page, and C, the controller, is some logic that determines what shows up on the page. React by itself is just VC. There's no M. So concept 1, full frameworks help you ship applications really fast and they're strongly opinionated. Concept 2, React is just a templating engine, a rendering library, a view controller. It's not a full MVC framework. We like that because it ultimately allows us to customize things and ship less code, and it's more efficient at the end of the day. Concept 3, why don't we go even more minimal and just do this in vanilla? Because vanilla is too hard. So you can think about the document API when you use document.getElement, document.create, append, etc., insert, remove. JSX React, this is a key lesson. It can be viewed as simply a syntactic sugar, an easy way to use the document API. That's the main way that I communicate. What is React? It's just an easy way to use the document API. Concept 4, traditional development, you have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, clean separation of concerns. React flips it on its head and it merges them all into JavaScript. So you want to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first, then learn React. It'll be much easier than if you try to dive right into React. So concept 4 is that it's going to take all the elements of web development and allow you to write them in a single JavaScript syntax that looks like HTML, but you can actually do a lot more with it. Concept 5, hard to hear but really important. React is necessary, it is not sufficient. We do want the whole MVC. We do want a whole framework. So I need a library stack that includes React, but it's not limited to React. I might want to add Redux. I might want to add Apollo. So go to Codecademy, follow the front-end engineering path. You will learn how to build a full React application, and it's more than just React, but that's going to give you a good starting point. Hope this helps.